I say it every week. It's always sad when I spend so much time with these guests and it comes to an end. But welcome to the powerful conclusion of Ashley Hillstead's story here on Leading Our Own Way on the YouTube series. Remember, we do 2 parts on Spotify and Apple. So if you are in the car and prefer that, please go and subscribe to those channels as well. But over the past 4 episodes, we've witnessed a journey from trauma to triumph, from workplace victim to empowered healer. What makes this final part so special is how it reveals the unexpected ways our healing journeys can transform not just our own lives, but the lives of countless others. Ashley's path to energy work and somatic healing offers hope and possibility to anyone facing similar struggles. And there's so many out there, you just might not be seeing it. Stay with us as we bring this remarkable story full circle. It's a unique ending, showing how sometimes our deepest wounds, though, become our greatest gifts to the world. Here's Ashley for part 5. Thank you for everybody joining us. Have a great weekend. Finish it off. We'll see you next week for a brand new guest as well. Make sure you subscribe, guys. Have a good one. What did she... So she must have done things to you in front of people to make that crystal clear to them, but also to herself. What type of things did she do? Did she take things away from you in the workplace?
So like I said, like in the beginning, the role that was offered to me was, oh yeah, you can travel and you can go back to California at any time. So that slowly got taken out of the equation, and it was like, nope, you can't travel, or you're only going to travel once a month or whatever. Then the role changed.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, like I would have these trainings that the HR, I'm gonna say minion.
You can say that. I watched that movie the other day, so I can relate to it.
Yeah, the HR girl, which was like so bizarre. So then I was like, maybe I don't understand what the HR role is. But again, our company was privately owned, so
do what they want.
A lot of positions overlapped. Like, you wore many, many hats in each of the roles.
Yeah. Wow. So you leave the place then. You're fired. Talk to us. You've been fired. What's the next few steps for you then? Because this is where what you brought up earlier, where it started to. She got in contact. How did that come about?
Yeah. Okay. So then I guess we can fast forward to after I've done a bit of healing and I've gone to Bali and, done all that kind of work.
Was the Bali thing pretty much straight away after New York then?
Yeah. So I went to Bali then shortly after, maybe spring or summer, our spring, summer. So got fired in September and then went to Bali in like May, June.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So pretty much straight away. And I was there for a couple of months. And then, did my own type of work on myself. And then, fast forward maybe year or two later, I got a message where she apologized. And so she apologized. And actually, I had gotten a message even before that, like, oh, hope you're well. And I just wasn't ready to like answer or, kind of entertain that. And then I then got a message after that was the apology, and was like, I trusted the wrong people. And I'm really terribly sorry for, all that I put you through. And I really wished you the best in this. And it really did feel very genuine. And I was, not that I needed the apology, but it was like, again, I think just a closing of the book and a closing of the chapter of like, wow, yeah, I in fact was in the right. And I realized that for myself after I had done the work on myself. But I think I had to get to that place before I could even receive that apology, because I didn't need anything external. Like I didn't need that apology, but it was quite lovely. Like,
did it make you realize you weren't crazy and insane?
Yes, exactly. Like, I mean, I think I realized that for myself, like, again, through working through everything. But that was like the cherry on top, where I was like, Yes, I am not crazy. I am not insane. I did do a good job. I was a good employee. Like, I'm a good person.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I've worked on myself so much now. I've taken the emotion out of that memory, so I can reflect in a safe way and talk about it in a safe way because I feel like I've turned the grief into growth and, that pain into what I'm doing now. But at the time when I wasn't being bullied, the people that were close to me just said, look, I just think you're not getting along with these people, but I was 32. I was okay with not getting along with people. I'd been through a lot of people in my life where I didn't get along with them. I'm okay with that. I was strong enough in myself that was okay. Might have lost some sleep, if I'd upset somebody or whatever. But, you know, when I was physically had some papers shoved into my chest, and the person who was close to me, my friend, still good friend, she went on a whole journey. When she'd seen that, she realized, fuck, he's been going through all of that all this time, been coming to me, and I've just been shooting him away. And she'd just seen this happen. That was a moment for me, even though I was nowhere near being fixed, but I just knew then I wasn't crazy. The shock on that person's face and the journey she went on made me realize, no, I am not crazy. And then when years later, parents had contacted me telling me their kids had even heard this person because they go home and say, oh, Mr. White's been spoken to poorly by this person, blah, blah, blah. I won't defame that person. This is my side of the journey. I'm sure she has her side of the journey. But again, these little snippets would come out years later, and it made me feel, even though I've worked on myself, it made me feel not crazy. And I did get that sense of, it even happened not long ago. Check this out. I live 2 hours away from where that school is, and I'm a casual teacher now to be able to do this. So I go into different schools, and one school I go into, the closest one to my house, this guy comes up to me and goes, are you the guy that won the National Teacher of the Year award in 2014? I was like, shit, how did you know that? He went, I was working at the school as a student teacher when that happened to you. I went, holy shit. He said, yeah, you drove me to the concert. Nobody knows this story, so if they're listening, this is going to be a shock to them. And he said, yeah, I was sat in the staff room, and it made me realize I never want to win an award like that because there was a group of girls inside the staff room talking about you. That hit home. It did upset me because I'm sure some of those people were my friends or appeared to be or were my friends, and they might have just been saying about the award that I didn't deserve. Look, I agree with them. I did not deserve it. I was not the best teacher in the world, in the country. I took pieces of all these amazing teachers at school and put it into my practice. I was never done these kids, this age group before. I'd come from high school, teaching high school to primary school. I was in a pond. I was a big fish. I was a small fish in a big pond. I was definitely learning because I won it in the second year of my career. I was learning from all of these people. I didn't ask for the award. I didn't ask for this jealousy. I didn't ask for this insecurities. But yeah, that student teacher who's now been teaching 10 years, and he's right round the corner from here. Melbourne is such a small place. It's insane, even though it's geographically quite large. And he said to me, yeah, I remembered them talking about you, and it never left my head, and I would never want to win anything like that. And I went, shit. And I said, thanks. And I said, I hope I've not upset you. I said, no, you actually haven't. It reassured to me that my paranoia wasn't paranoia. It was the gut feeling being true to me. Mm-hmm. That my intuition being true to me. Mm-hmm. Did that, I suppose that's where I can relate to you in that you got that sense of relief that you weren't going insane.
Yeah, it was a huge relief. And I'm like, wow. Yeah. And I also just felt really happy for her too. Like she had done the work and realized that. And that takes so much courage to come to somebody and apologize and say, I was in the wrong and I'm trying to make right type of thing. So that was a true friend response in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like that. You've completed the whole circle of the loop of that issue, that journey, that story, and it's now complete and can move forward for it. You can really tell how, I suppose, how your nervous system has needed to relax, and it's influenced how your current life choices and career direction. You can see where it's all going, can't you? It's perfect.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's all meant to be, and I'm on the right path. So it was Beautiful. It was like quite dark and bumpy, but we're here.
Okay, then. So quickly, before I enter the three final questions, what were some of the darkest moments that you went through then?
I would say the darkest moments was, yeah, just being bullied because everything was crashing at that point. I know I didn't mention this too, but I was also in an abusive relationship at the time, like in New York.
That doesn't
So
help.
I think I was just a magnet to like everything that could have gone wrong at one point. And you're just,
Yeah,
when you're in that, I'm gonna say rat race, you're just like on high functionality. You just like gotta get to the next day, gotta do, gotta do, gotta do. And so my nervous system was just like on overload and
yeah,
like, you know, do what you need to get to the next day. And that's again, like that's how I discovered meditation. And I was meditating not only in the morning, I was meditating morning, lunchtime, nighttime. I was, just
wow,
trying to keep above water,
yeah,
like because you do feel like you're going insane. You do feel like you're going to lose it. And you're like, and with me having an alcoholic father, I'm like, it's very easy for me to just step on that deep end and,
yeah,
entertain that side of things. And also being in New York, there's tons of it. Like,
yeah,
not only just drinking, but drugs and cocaine and all that. Like,
yeah.
I feel like it's a huge market for it when you're in the workforce too.
So you didn't go down alcohol and drugs. Did you go down to pleasure eating? Because that's what I did.
I don't think I went down pleasure eating, but again, like I was pretty unhealthy with my fitness journey. I did lose a lot of weight and I was pretty skinny at one point.
From the stress.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
my face inflamed and then I was in that abusive relationship that I knew was no good, but I just yeah, it was like a helpless like just feeling stuck in every area of my life.
Did you ever then? Because I didn't go down the suicide route, obviously, but I did have. It's not that I confirmed in my head I was going to do it and then just pulled out. I did have thoughts of suicide, like the what ifs. Where did your mind go with all of this then?
My mind, again, like, I almost was just like, okay, this is my life. I'm going to be in this abusive relationship. I'm going to be at this shitty job. I guess this is what life is. Like, I guess is what they say when they're like, okay, you're going to get married and have kids and do all of this, and it can be in the most
Yeah.
unhealthy relationships, and that's life. Like, that's just what I had kind of felt like I was signing up for.
Mm.
um and kind of just seeing it in my own childhood again with my father being alcoholic. I don't know what the relationship was with him and my mom, but I could guess that it wasn't
Yeah.
dandy in some areas of it
Yeah.
because they were eventually going to get divorced, so
Are they still together?
they are.
Wow. You've got
Yeah,
a nice little bit of a happy ending in all aspects,
I
haven't you?
do, I
That's
do,
great.
yes, they are still together.
Okay, and so what advice would you give to others who might be experiencing workplace bullying but feel trapped in their situation?
Yeah, I mean, my first thing that comes to mind, quit your job. No, if it's if you don't feel that that's the right thing for you, certainly don't do that. But I think first thing is, yeah, just if you're in it and you feel like you have to, do certain things to be able to be in this workspace, like you said, like if you have kids or if you have a family that you have to support, or
Mm.
you have a visa that you're still on, so you kind of have to make things work. Find healthy alternatives that can get you through like some of these moments, but also just continue to speak your truth. Like even if it's uncomfortable,
Yeah.
like it really did get uncomfortable, and I stuck to my truth and my word and my beliefs. Like again, when it was deep into COVID and there was things that I wasn't agreeing on, I still like stuck to what I believed. And that's one thing that I'm so thankful and grateful that I continued to do, even though it was maybe not the most popular
Yeah.
of ideas or ways to go about it. But put yourself first in those moments. And I know it can feel difficult and hard, but finding that and finding community too. Like
Mm.
find a community that can help you regulate and, keep sane if you have to stay in it. And
And you did that, which was perfect for you, wasn't it?
Yeah, so that was another thing too, is like find a community. I found community in my fitness community and meditation and just people that were, I guess you can say, like on the other side of things, or people that were in situations that you desire to be in. So, I connected to people that were already in Bali and people that were doing, the type of work that really interested me, but I was unsure like how that would happen. So I was
Yeah.
very intrigued with like the digital nomad life and all of
Mm.
that. And I was kind of just putting that into my environment and space. So I had something to visualize and manifest and, work towards rather than focusing on that rabbit hole of like just feeding into the news and where you're
Mhm.
at and, constantly complaining with coworkers. Like, I know it's so easy to do and just be like, oh, this is shit and shit and shit. But like, it's not, it's just going to continue that cycle and
It is.
circle.
Yeah, it is, and that's why I don't watch the news. And people say to me, "But that's ignorant. That's just naive." No, hold on. No, it's not.
Oh, you'll get the news when you need it. Like
Yeah,
you're in the know of how much you need to know.
yeah. I actually don't need to know what's going because I'm just going to think about it. You might get worried about it. You might, or even if it doesn't, your mind goes into that negative mindset, which might bring something else negative your way that day. I don't need that. Just yeah, stay away from him. Not bothered.
Yeah, exactly.
Future plans for you then, Ashley?
Future plans, yeah, to continue to serve others. So continue on with energy work and somatic healing. And I'm always opening to learning more. So
That's good.
continuing with that and yeah, just be of service in even bigger ways. So I'm
Yeah.
looking to offer retreats and travel more and then eventually start a family. So
Nice.
yeah.
I'll have to come to Australia, see Paul and myself.
I will. I was supposed to go and see him in Melbourne. I know I'm saying that incorrectly. Please, it's
No,
my
Melbourne's right. Some
okay.
people say Melbourne, but I would say Melbourne. Yep.
Okay. I'm like, I'm just an American over here. Um, but yes, we were looking at meeting up there, and then we ended up just meeting in Asia
Yeah.
this past time, and then obviously he had moved and stuff. But yes, it's definitely on the list. I would love to come and visit.
And if you two started a project, have you got a project that's going to go in that direction? Is there anything you can say about that?
Yeah, so we were working together on a project, and then it's kind of taken a new route or a new pivot. So yeah, I guess that's like kind of all that I can say. But I will say that it is a tool that has both helped us tremendously, that we want to bring to the masses.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Well,
just
in the
nice.
future, then I can always plug it on here because you've both been part of the community for me. So I'm happy when we can. I'll plug it as much as I can and
Yeah.
even add it to your show notes in the future. So just let me know.
Oh, thank you.
Of
Yeah, I
course.
know. Right when this episode comes out, it might be launched then. Who
Oh yeah,
knows?
well there you go. Perfect. So just let me know, and I'll because I'll do all the show notes nearer the time that I publish it. So perfect.
Okay.
Um, Purpose. I wrote a book around how to lead with purpose. If I could, I'd probably do a prequel to how to live with purpose. I always ask the guest to put it into a simple line. What's your purpose, Ashley?
What's my purpose? So, my purpose is to remind people of who they are and just really hold a space for them to be confident and feel safe and feel heard.
Beautiful. Perfect way to end the episode, Ashley. And
Yay.
thank you so much for joining me on Leading Our Own Way and on my journey. I appreciate it. I'm taking pieces of everybody and put it into my own practice. So it's my own little diary. But hopefully, if we can help one other person who watches this,
Yes.
it'd be
Thank you so
amazing.
much, Andy. It's been such a pleasure.
No, thank you. Thank you for giving up your Saturday. It's Saturday there, yeah. Saturday afternoon. It's Sunday morning to me. I've got to go
Yeah.
and do a load of edits and intros now.
Aw.
No, I love it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ashley. I appreciate it. And keep leading your own way. And we look forward to what happens in the future for you.
Right.
Keep helping all those people. From Ashley and myself, thank you to everybody who's tuning in every week on Leading Our Own Way. Make sure you are checking in with yourself. Keep making sure and think about how you're leading your own way. But like I say, from Ashley and myself, have a great week and come back next week for another amazing, inspiring guest. Take care and have a great weekend, everyone. Bye. Thanks for listening and watching Leading Our Own Way. So we can stay together forever and share more incredible journeys, please subscribe to the channel. That way you won't miss next week's episode and what that amazing guest has to offer to the world. Please support Leading Our Own Way, and we'll get you on next week's episode.